Hello, everyone, and welcome to the October episode of Indiana Golf Magazine. Here's a look at what's coming up over the next few minutes. We'll meet one of the new members of the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame. We'll talk with the coach of the IHSAA state champion Zionsville girls golf team. And Jon Hoover talks torso rotation in our Correct to Compete tip of the month. But we start with our Chariot Automotive Group top story. Coming up in November, Lee Williamson will join Terry Werner as the newest inductees into the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame. Lee is currently the director of golf at Orange County National in Orlando. And the Crawfordsville native has an impressive resume. By today's standards, Lee Williamson was a bit of a late bloomer. His game really didn't take off until he got to Purdue.
You come in as a freshman. I was fortunate to be able. We weren't a great team at the time. I was earned the right to play in every event, so I got lots of experience. Just kept improving. Coach Browse at Purdue, probably as much on the mental side of golf, helped me, and I became more of a scrappy player, overachieving a little bit, I felt like, and I think I was viewed that way a little bit through college, and then I was probably a little bit of an underdog through college on what I accomplished.
He accomplished a lot. Lee was first team All-American in 2002 and a finalist for the Ben Hogan Award. After Purdue, Lee turned professional.
I played Canadian Tour for 4 years and had, gradually improved, had moderate success out there, ended up having a few wins, got Korn Ferry Tour status, and kind of battled out there for 3 years. And at that point, I felt like my abilities were, I could do this. I felt very confident I could play on the PGA Tour. And I just really spun my wheels through at that point. I had some success. It was about 4 or 5 years where I played professional golf at a pretty high level, and that part of my career was a little bit disappointing. But if I look back on my college career and my amateur golf career in the state of Indiana, I'm very proud of it. I felt like I was good enough to make it further, but so are a lot of guys, and you have to play good at the right time. And I just didn't play good at the right time.
Now, the two-time Indiana Amateur Champion and two-time Indiana Open Champion will join the best this state has to offer in the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame.
It means a lot. There's a lot of guys that have had a long career, whether they're lifelong PGA section golfers, people that have influenced the industry in Indiana, whether it's people I looked up to, like Bo Van Pelt and Jamie Brose, they're just ahead of me, that are in the Hall of Fame. Leanne Harden, as someone that is about my age, and all her accomplishments, and to be in there with them and some other golfers that have accomplished so much, it means a lot.
The Hoosier Junior Championship was played earlier in October at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. In the boys division, Jake Caesar of Westfield was the only player to finish under par. He wins by 3 over Thomas Klinker of Fishers. Goshen's Braden Miller finishes third. In the girls division, 13-year-old Maya Fujisawa Cooling of Carmel, the youngest player in the field, wins by 7 shots over Kelsey Haverluck of Westfield and Fort Wayne's Taylor Larkins. Karis Reed finishes in a tie for 5th. In high school golf, the girls' state finals was contested in early October, and the Zionsville girls followed up the boys' state title with a win of their own, beating Noblesville by 5 shots. And that's the focus of this month's Spotlight. I'm joined now by Maggie Nabi, the head coach of the Zionsville girls. And Coach, first of all, congratulations on winning the state championship. You've now won it as a player at Zionsville and now as the coach. Which one was more rewarding?
Oh my goodness. I've had this question asked a couple times, and I don't really have an answer for that. When we won the first time my senior year, I never thought I'd be able to experience that feeling, that emotion, and to be able to go through it all over again was truly incredible. It's just now starting to sink in, and it's been a couple weeks now, so it's amazing.
So tell us about your team.
Yeah. So we got 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior. So very young, but we kind of knew that these girls could compete. They showed themselves in summer tournaments, and they just continue to get better throughout the season.
Your team trailed by 5 shots heading into the final round. Now, you've been under that final round pressure before as a player. You
Yeah.
trailed Noblesville by 5 going to the final round. What did you tell your team?
So, after the first day, it was a good feeling to be in that second place, but to also know, hey, we still got some ground to make up. So we were on the hunt for sure. Our motto the whole weekend was just to focus on no fear and to go out there and know that we've done everything we can do to get to this place. And now we just got to go out and play our golf. And that's exactly what they did. They were really amped up after that first round, and they were confident going into that second round. So we just kind of built off of that the whole day.
Not only did you win the team title, but Taylor Snively, a freshman, won the individual title, only the 3rd freshman ever to do that. Just how good is she, and what do you expect out of her in the future?
Yeah, she's incredible. I mean, she has worked so hard for this moment. She is motivated by herself, like intrinsically, and she goes out there and focuses and plays her game. And when she gets off the course, she is just as equally as invested in her teammates. So she has been awesome. She is a leader by example. She goes out there and gives it 100%, 110% every single day. And honestly, the sky's the limit. So I'm excited to see what these next couple of years will bring for her.
So you return everybody from this year's team. So you will be the odds-on favorite to repeat next year. How do you handle, as a coach, the expectations with that young team?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some expectations, but I think we're just going to try and focus on keeping it simple, work on getting better in the off season and get better throughout the season. And no matter what, kind of like we said the last 2 days of state, no fear. We want to go out there, we want to play our game. We know what we can do, and we want to focus on what we can control. So.
Well, Coach, congratulations on winning the state title and completing the Zionsville sweep in high school golf this year.
Yeah, it is. It's been incredible. I've been so happy for these girls. They worked so hard for this, and now we're just going to keep the momentum going. Yeah.
Well, congratulations again, and thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Time now for our Correct to Compete tip of the month. Jon Hoover talks about the importance of torso rotation in the golf swing and how you can improve yours.
All right, so we're here for tip of the month. We're inside here at the facility at Correct to Compete. My name is Jon Hoover, the Director of Instruction at Broadmoor Country Club, as well as here at Correct to Compete. And we're going to be talking a little bit about what I think is one of the main things in the golf swing is, I labeled as two, but it's kind of the torso rotation, kind of the engine of the golf swing, how we create speed, how we create turning to hit the golf ball. So many times we see lack of rotation, so we don't have enough torso rotation, and when we don't rotate correctly, we actually start to lift arms off plane and don't have enough rotation or weight shift. So in golf terminology, we get steep, some of those things, pull, hooks, slices, all of those things begin to happen. So we're working on how do we get rotation on top of the hips and around the right hip. Over here is one thing we can do at home. The wall drill is we get approximately 1 foot away with a 7-iron from the wall. Could be the wall in the basement, garage, or anything at home. And we want to create enough rotation so as I rotate around, the golf club gets back to the wall. So that's going to allow me to rotate, and since I can't always see what's going on behind me, it gives me some evaluation on being able to rotate around. So I'm here with Keith Settle from here at Correct to Compete, and we're talking a little bit about one of the most important things in torso rotation is just one, can we even physically do it? So a TPI screening that can help us in our rotation.
So I'll go ahead and have a seat here. Let's do a torso rotation test. Throw this on your back like a back squat. Feet and knees together, turn as far as you can. And one of the things we'll say a lot is if you can't, that's perfect. If you can't physically do it, you won't magically do it. So I'll take him through a couple correctives, free up maybe 10 degrees, and then we can at least apply it to the golf swing. The screen itself only takes a few minutes, and most of our golfers see results within the first, couple minutes of corrective exercises. So if you want, come see us at Correct to Compete. We can do the screen. We can work with your instructor and build a program that's best for you.
And here's what's coming up in November. We've known since last January, but Tony Pancake, Crystal Morse, and Robert Kuntz will receive their national awards at the PGA of America's annual meeting in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And on the 14th at Broadmoor Country Club, Terry Werner and Lee Williamson will be inducted into the Indiana Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all who will be honored. And that will do it for this episode. I'm Brian Hammonds. Thanks for watching, and join us again next month for Indiana Golf Magazine.